What's up, guys? Kevin Jones here. Very excited. We are going to have a good session today with Marcus. Marcus, how are you doing, man?
Hello, hi Kevin, hi audience. It has been a wonderful day here in Atlanta, Georgia. Not too hot. The last few days though have been crazy, like 95, 97. But today is nice and chill and hanging out, man. How
Yeah.
you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Yeah, I'm just about to tweet out, let people know that we're on.
Oh,
Yeah, it's hot here too. It's like 95, feels like
mm,
105. Like you don't even dare like go outside without like cover on and stuff. So that's cool, man.
yeah.
So, what have you been up to? You have now moved to Mozilla. This is
Mm,
a huge update, I think, for people that are on my live stream probably haven't heard. So maybe you want to give like a quick intro about what you're working
yeah.
on.
Yes. So after working in the graph ecosystem for 6 years, employed by EdgeNode for three, and very deep in the crypto world, devrelling around the world, and however I could get on someone's screen, just like right now, I found a opportunity to work with Mozilla, and I said, "Huh, why would I want to do that?" They're pushing for open source AI. And ever since AI really took the stage and became a viable tool, maybe, I don't know, 12 to 15 months ago, where it was like, oh, Opus, Sonnet, here we are. The whole centralization narrative bothered me of, oh, we're scraping all data from all corners of human existence to then fuel into a database and then to create a language layer on top of it. Here's your product. And that always bothered me. And from the very beginning, I still use AI, but of course I do use AI, but it was very much I need to just be on the lookout of something that I might be able to contribute to that can provide a counterpoint to a lot of this energy. And so Mozilla provided me a profession, an opportunity to work towards that. So after working for many years with the graph, which I do appreciate all my time, I appreciate working with you, working towards decentralization. This feels like a ethically aligned thing for me to go ahead and continue that fight against centralized powers that be.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, Mozilla, I mean, Mozilla has been a great open source contributor, to Web2 for like the longest time.
Yep.
And I think they're a great company, so they're lucky to have you, and I'm excited to see what you do there. So, yeah, so like I guess for developers, I'm curious, like what is the starting point for developers who want to like dive into like some of the Mozilla like projects that are available, maybe for AI
Sure.
specifically.
Sure.
Everyone knows the browser, right? I mean,
Sure.
but
Sure.
like maybe people don't know like all the cool projects that they're working on.
Yeah, so it depends on where you want to get started. But for the developers who are watching here, I would simply go to the Mozilla.ai GitHub. There's a few different repositories in there, and there's a few that I just want to highlight, maybe in a little bit, but just go to the GitHub and start to see all the different options for you to get started. And the key word is options, because with the value proposition that Mozilla's open source narrative carries, it's very much about options. It's very much about you owning the stack, you understanding the technology, and being able to implement it as you need. And with a config change, you can go ahead and plug and play. There's a few different products on top of those different repositories. One's called Otari, which is a much more opinionated style of an open source stack, essentially a framework around models. Something that I looked at OneClaw and I said, huh, this could actually plug into that, where the goal is to have something of a opinionated starting point to go ahead and build. And either they can host it, or guess what? You can host it because it's open source. That's more of the developer focused framework tooling. It's called Otari. And then the enterprise one is called Octonus, and Octonus is specifically for enterprise use cases and to say, hey, do you want to have a multi-member, multi-team organization using AI and have it be an open source way? This is how we can do that. So they're making two plays: as a developer play as well as an enterprise play, and they're having two products around that, as well as the exact repositories that fuel those inside of them. And if you want to take a look at any one of those repositories, I think the one that I think is great is any LLM. It's essentially maybe you've seen it, Kevin. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
It's like an open
Hmm.
router, open source competitor to Open Router. And so that's think if you're a developer listening to this, think, hey, wouldn't it be nice to have flexibility and ownership? That's what we're trying to do.
Yeah, and it also provides like local models as well, right? Like,
Mhm.
can you talk a little bit
Yeah.
about that? Because we were talking about, I was on the podcast earlier with Austin, and we were talking about like AI accessibility is kind of crazy. Like, you have to pay all these crazy amount for tokens, and so I'm kind of in the ballpark that eventually the models are going to be able to run on consumer grade hardware, and like local AI is going to make a comeback. And I'm curious, like, what you think about Mozilla focusing on that. I think it's really cool.
Yeah, I'm going to drop this in chat here so you can check it out. It's called Llama File. And you know about Llama, Meta's foray into the open source AI world. The goal of this is to be a single file, a single runtime that has everything you need to have essentially your hypothetical Jarvis of the future. I'm putting large quotes here. Hypothetical Jarvis of the future on a single USB. And you
Mm,
simply have the model, the runtime, everything you need, and a double click, all the context that you need, and it's portable with you. And so this is an experiment right now. This is not, I mean, I could run this on my laptop very easily. It's lightweight, it's not the most impressive model, but look at this as a vision of what's coming, of saying models are going to improve, the open source models are improving all the time. There's research now, I just saw the other week, they had 85% performance against um, GPT 5.5 with about 14x cheaper for tokens. So
mm.
it's like I can't remember what model it was, but like there's really impressive stuff that's happening all the time right now. And this little llama file, I think, is a great representation of what we can look forward to a year from now. Where, hey, do I want my little Jarvis on a little USB stick wherever I go? Do I want it in a TEE somewhere that I can, have hosted somewhere? Just that's I think a very interesting project that they've been working on.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And I also like the concept of like private AI. I'm big advocate that there. At One Claw, we're working with Dark Bloom and Venice AI just for the fact that
Mhm.
you can do this kind of like private inference. So like being able to
Mhm.
pull that stuff locally, it's kind of only going to be cheaper. It's going to be faster. It's going to be more private. And that's going to be really awesome to see. And hopefully, like we're able to keep our hands on the AI and don't let the big corporations steal it from us. Um, yeah,
Yep.
there's a lot of exciting stuff. So, what are you most excited about with AI now? Like, there's been a lot of stuff the last few months,
Mhm.
which seems like years have gone by. What are you excited about right now with AI? Is there anything that yeah.
Yeah, I'm feeling like the race right now for this AI world right now is an interesting one right now. The people know what these LLMs do. They're incredible autocomplete that we've just never really seen before. It's incredible at that, but it's the surrounding architecture around that is really impressive. We have a mutual friend, Aaron, that is working on this type of project. Shout out to Aaron if you're listening. The idea is not just the harness, but the governance. It's not just the governance, but the portability. It's not just the portability, but the context and being able to actually have it be aware at the right time, the right place. Like there's all these different things that surround the models that I feel in the next 12 months is going to be great. I
Hmm.
hope that there's enough discussion about this publicly that, this of course is self-serving. I do think Mozilla and the open source initiative needs more public discourse, and we need to have, as a community of developers, find something of a open source template to push forward. But that's also, if I wasn't even working at Mozilla, I think that would be beneficial for all developers out there, just to say, hey, this is a general framework to keep the dog on a leash as it
Hmm.
sprints out, hallucinates, inevitably will hallucinate. How do you create governance around that? That's what's fascinating to me.
Hmm.
And I keep on. I saw a few articles about these different models besides LLMs. They're not LLMs, but they're trying to reformulate what an LLM could and should be. And I think that's interesting to pay attention to too.
Mm, yeah. Yeah, I mean, the governance is huge, right? Governance, compliance, guardrails, like everything. Like, so I did a really good thought experiment with this gentleman. His name's Wade.
Mhm.
He was previously one of the founding members of Blinds.com, which is like mini blinds. That they got acquired by Home Depot, probably, I don't know, 6 years ago. I don't know exactly for sure. So he's a
Mhm.
big product guy, and he was kind of walking me through this idea of like, how do you what makes like a perfect product, and like
Mhm.
what makes like something like Uber like so successful? Like, why was Uber instantly taking over the market, and instantly taxis were completely archaic, right? And it's like
Mhm.
trying to come down to this exact like north star, like that's kind of what you
Mhm.
need to do. And with one club, we went through it, and we kind of chatted through the whole idea. And it gets more complicated than that. I'm kind of like hovering over a lot of it. But at the very end, it's really just about making the user happy. And when I say making the user happy, it's like making them comfortable, especially with AI, which like people are a little uncomfortable with AI, not only for the fact that it's like invasive and like trying to steal your secrets and expose your sensitive information,
Of course.
but that's the thing. So I've kind of re-architected what I've been thinking with OneClaw, and it's like that is the thing, like making agents like be able to be run and make their users, or like the people who are actually unleashing these agents, feel happy and comfortable. And
Yeah,
I think we're going to
beautiful
see a
said.
lot of innovation around just those kind of things.
Mhm.
Is like, yeah, it's the future. Like Ampersand at Edge of Node is working on the payment stuff, and you know, that yeah, I think that's for me. It's the security stuff, like making sure that agents aren't stealing your information and sending it off to hackers, and a lot of these more control stuff. So yeah, quite interesting.
In the end, the idea of being of service involves understanding the pain point and then providing a solution that brings happiness, that solves that pain point, that provides that problem solving. And I feel like Claude and this GPT and this open source and all of these different AI toolings has been a forcing function for people away from customers. If you're too far away from the customer, you are used to building something to a point. You're used to building
Hmm.
something for an eventual handoff. This is built up until this, hypothetical graph that I'm building here, but then it's another person's responsibility. With these language models, autocomplete, you could build much, much higher in the stack, all the way to a full product. And it's forced many people to think, man, I've built this incredible application and this incredible tool to a point. And the understanding of a true problem and a true solution has to occur for that happiness to really transpire. If you're comfortable building lower in the stack and you're not used to getting this thing in front of someone and seeing them actually smile and actually enjoy the solution
Hmm.
provided, you're not you need to hire someone, or you need to be comfortable with that's what you do, which you're very good at that. I feel like the teams that have individuals that can run up and down the stack all the way, or have people very specialized at the handoffs, especially in this AI world, are going to do really well to really create that happiness. I agree.
Yeah, yeah, I think it's about and eventually, like the current state of things, I think, is that people can build some pretty interesting like proof of concepts. You can probably go to market and build something pretty successful that might go viral, using like AI tooling. Um, and you can sometimes get around like some of the caveats of like, well, what does it mean to be properly secure, and the infrastructure is like solid and scales.
Mhm.
But there are some like, I think, innovations that are going to happen over the next like year or so. It's going to make it a lot easier for people to build quicker and faster, and prototype faster. And then at that point, it's like, well, if anyone can make, I was talking to Austin about this earlier, is like, if anyone can just like vibe code software, like where does the value lay? Like, how do you, you know what I mean? Like actually build something that is going to solve, like that becomes the number one thing. You're just focused on solving the problem and everything else doesn't matter. You know, you solve it, who can solve the problem faster and who can get it in front of the proper people to know that it's available to them. And if you can do those two things, then you're going to succeed at what you do, right?
I
So,
feel like there's an element of community with this nowadays, where in the ability of this technology and the code to deploy so quickly, it needs distribution and it needs the ability of sustained distribution. If you want to have a one-off viral success and charge $5 or $10 and that makes your money, great, and that's able to pull that off. But to have a product
mhm,
that lasts a year, 2 years, 3 years, it has to evolve. It has to be built in public. Building in public, I think, is more important than ever, and is exactly what you're doing, and showing people the process to be done, because attention spans are just, if you're not in someone's face, you're forgotten within literally within probably less than 12 hours. I'm not even kidding. Like, Kevin, you're very important to me. But at the same time, you're just another talking head. I'm just another talking head in someone's feed.
yeah. Someone
And
just
so
scrolled by us right now. They're
they,
like,
they
who are
they
these?
just
Who are
scrolled
these
and
schmucks?
ignored. They just ignored. They just are like, oh, whatever. They're just
Yeah,
yappers.
these guys
And
don't
that's
know what the hell
true.
they're talking about.
That's
Yeah,
true. We're just yapping. And so a part of this is being public and proud and saying, I don't entirely know what I'm doing. And also, I will not be forgotten, under my own control.
yeah. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Very cool. So, what else is new? Are you going to any events, or like how can people get like follow you? I know you have social media. Like I think X is probably a good spot to follow what you're doing.
Yep. X is
But
the
yeah,
best. Yep. Right now, I'm focused very much on the Mozilla AI community. It's specifically the startup of Mozilla AI within the Mozilla ecosystem, focusing on this tooling. And I'm working on essentially creating ladders and to have people come in and start climbing the ladder into this community. Be it, are you technical, non-technical? Right now, it's in process of getting this up and running. I can say our Discord is the probably the best to just get in, even if you are technical or not technical. That's a good place to start. Let me send you a link on that.
hmm
My goal is to make it more than a Discord link. I think Discord's great, but I want it to be more specific. I want to have specific bounties. I want to have ways for technical people on both sides, from internal and external, to actually interface. I want to be able to have people have more agency and just sit more of a pipeline that's described, rather than just hop in Discord. I feel like we will do better than this, and this is week 3, so that's my job, to improve this.
That's awesome. Yeah, nothing like a good Discord server. You know, go in there and do some. Do you guys do an office hours, by the way? Or you do any kind of like?
You're reading my mind, Mr. Jones. I will be starting up an live stream office hours in probably the next 4 to 6 weeks,
Nice.
and the that's not like private news. We've already announced that in the Discord, and so the goal is to be able to bring internal developers, external developers, and non-technical people into a public forum to have discourse. So it's exciting.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Very cool. Um, all right. I'm trying to think of what else we can cover. Are you, yeah, excited for anything else in the future coming up? Are you like doing any like, yeah, any like
Yeah.
personal vacations or anything fun?
Well, I'm getting married soon, so.
Ah, yes. So you knew I was hinting at. You knew what I was hinting at.
Yes, yes. Getting married very soon, so that's exciting. And life is good, man. There's no other thing right now that I'm really excited for, besides, of course, my new job that's going well, but also the wedding is coming up, and it's a really good time. So yeah, feeling very
Yeah.
grateful and thankful, and also just thankful for my time working with you, and also with the entire Edge and Node team and the graph ecosystem. There's just really, my desire is to continue to exist in the crypto world as a bridge to AI and back and forth. moving forward. So yeah, you're not getting rid of me anytime soon, Kevin.
Yeah, we need to get those AI people a little more comfortable with crypto people. I don't know what's up with
Oof.
the friction there, but we as crypto people love the AI community. So I don't know why there's so much animosity on the other side. So we can all be friends. We got to give a hug.
That's what I'm trying to do right now. I'll be honest. The open source community in crypto aren't, well, I'll just say crypto is not exactly liked by a lot of people. There's just no way around
Hmm.
saying that. It's not a popular part of the technology world. And open source is, I've heard and I've met people that just don't like crypto in the open source world. And I tell them, I'm from crypto. Here I am. And for all of the faults that crypto has and is guilty of, like we need to be able to own up to our crap in crypto. um, the community that it has built is one of the things that I'm very impressed with and I'm proud of the community that crypto has built. So yeah, trying to build a bridge between people that may be hesitant around AI.
Hmm.
Open source community and AI is maybe a little bit trepid. It's like, oh, what do we do with AI? It's entirely a centralizing force. It's tough. And then you know, open source and crypto. I'm trying to build a lot of bridges here, and we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, yeah, no
Yeah,
worries. I think it's again, it's one of those things where they're kind of different technologies, but they converge like very much, and they actually support each other. And it's just a matter of people kind of figuring out how that works and why.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
so
yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Yep. So,
cool.
what about you? Are you excited for you for yourself at Edge and Node with what you're working on in OneClaw? What are things coming up for you?
Yeah, yeah, we're moving along at Edge and Node. We Ampersand and Amp are both very very good products that are hitting product market fit. We're trying to find right now companies that want to adopt X402 as like a payment solution on top of
Mhm.
like their APIs. We're going to be adding hopefully some new features to Ampersand here soon. Um, Trying to, maybe try to get more consumer level users. Right now we do support like OpenClaw and Hermes and some of these other like coding stuff or like Claude Desktop
Mhm.
or Claude Code. But we're thinking about maybe launching something on top that will be even easier for someone who's a no coder to be able to
Mhm.
use ampersand, which should be interesting. I'm working on a proof of concept with that. Yeah, very excited about how OneClaw is moving along. We're doing all sorts of stuff. This week was huge.
Mhm.
We announced all the chains that we've been working on to add to OneClaw, which we started with Bitcoin on Monday,
Mhm.
Solana, XRPL,
Mhm.
Tron today, and then sneak peek tomorrow is going to be
That's wild.
Cardano. So, yeah, so
Wild.
we can do signing inside of all of those networks
Cool.
and actual submitting of transactions.
Cool.
So and it works great. So it's very very cool. So now
Sweet.
if any of those networks, an AI agent can operate and transfer funds. So huge. Hope we're going to be starting working with some of those partners to promote that stuff as well. So
That's
it's
awesome.
going to be good. Yeah, it's going to be
That's
huge.
awesome.
There's a lot
That's
more
awesome.
exciting stuff coming down that I can't talk about yet. But when it does happen, everyone's going to be yes, go one claw.
Yeah. Well,
So
good. I'm really happy for you. I'm really happy for the Edge Node team. Yeah, here to help however I can. Feel free to reach out anytime. Big fan of what you're doing. Big fan of what Edge Node's doing, and um, life is good, man. Life is good. That's. I think that's. I'm trying to think of any other updates right now beyond that, but I think that's everything that's going on. Lots going on. We'll say.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, maybe we'll have you on in a few more weeks and we can catch up and
Sure.
maybe we do like a workshop or maybe some more like specific content. But it was just really good to catch up with you and hear about what you're working on at Mozilla. And of course, we're going to be working together.
Yeah.
You can't separate us.
Well,
We're buddies.
we're buddies, and Taylor and I were going to be going to Santa Cruz in the coming weeks. So that old thing. If you're ever coming back to California, let us know too. It'll be good to hang out there too.
Oh, I miss Santa Cruz so much.
Yeah.
I would love to go back at some point, but we'll see. We'll see. I don't know. It all
Okay.
depends on the markets. If the markets do well and one cloud does well, then maybe. And yeah. we'll go
You
from
know,
there.
it's waiting for you. It's waiting for you. All right,
Awesome.
man.
Well, thanks to everyone for tuning in. We're going to be going live here occasionally, so make sure you're subscribing and put on notifications as always. And yeah, thanks so much again, Marcus, and catch you guys next time.
Thank you, everyone.
Nice.